Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in the last episode, what I've done was that I created a sharing setting option and using the roles, and I've demonstrated how you can access specific records, right? But that's great. So let's say if you have a requirement where you wanted to deal with the high volume portal users, say where a lot of large volume of experience cloud user can log in to access a record, then in that scenarios you might have to consider different options. Um, so for to keep into consideration, we're gonna use something called the sharing set. So sharing sets usually make use of the profile to give access to the group of users instead of relying on the permissions, roles, right? So it consists of an important concept called access mapping, and access mapping deals with two things. One is the direct lookup and indirect lookup. So when I talk about the direct lookup, so you can say account and case, right? Indirect lookup means account having access to asset object, and asset object having access to the case, right? So what I'll do, the first thing first, yeah, I will go to an account. I'll show you how to create this, right? It's pretty simple to do so. And if you wanted to give access to the internal user, right, because the sharing set is applied only to external user, now you must be wondering what happens to the internal user. So if you wanted to give access to internal user, you have to use something called sharing group. So sharing group, you can um, include the sharing set in the sharing group, and internal users will have access to it. Now, that is for internal user, right? So in this case, we're gonna talk about external users specifically. Um, so yeah, I'll show you how to do the sharing set. So first thing first, I have this account. So I'm not gonna create a partner portal account. Sorry, the partner account and partner user. And so what I'll do, I will say, for instance, right, if you go here, you can see enable as a partner. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So instead, what I'll do, I'll go to this the scene, Sean, Mr. Sean. Then I'll drop down. I'll say enable the customer user. Okay. Uh, Community user. Um, so I will do this customer community, and I'll change it to something. All right. Yeah, all right. Whatever. Okay. Let's see if it's get updated. Okay. So that's get created. Now what I'll do, I will go to digital experience settings. Now here, what I'll have to do. Um, okay. So before that, right? What I'll do, let's go to that uh, user first, right? Contact. So I will go to the cells, and under cells, I'll go to account, and under accounts, I'll go to this edge communication, and under that, I'll go to this user. Now you can see that these users have two keys, but if you look under portal, right, you will see that that external user, which we just created, won't have access to the case. So let me log in as experienced user. Uh, okay, let me. That's pretty interesting. Uh, what I'll do, I'll just go to setup. I'll go to site. So I did one mistake. I'll show you what is that. I'll go to all site. I go to builder, and what I'll do, I'll go to no, this one. Sorry, go to administration. You might have you might get something similar when you try to build it, and you must be wondering, what's happening? So you go to members here. So I have the gold partner user. So what I want is the customer. So what I want is the customer user, right? And yep, and that's pretty much I wanted to do, and I'll save it. And yeah, has been saved. And right, so I'll go here. So now let me try to log in as that user again. Excuse me. Accounts. Let's see if it works this time. Oh no, see, Mr. Sean. Experience. Right. So you see, you can log in as a partner portal. So that's the issue we had. Um, so I'll log in as account, my account, and under that you go to related. You got the case. You see, this guy got no access to the case, right? So that's exactly what we're going to change today. So what I'll do, I will close this over here, go to the setup, and under setup, close this as well. So this is go to under digital experience, right? Settings, and scroll down. You will see something called sharing set. So this is exactly what we're going to do. You say case sharing, and all right. So what I'll do, customer. Customer community user, right? And gold partner user so I can add it. And available for case. Yeah. So because obviously I wanted to give access to the case, right? And I'll do setup here. There's an option. This is where the access mapping happens. Remember I talked about access mapping, like lookup and indirect, direct lookup and indirect lookup. So what we do, we're gonna select an account. So right now we are just doing a direct lookup, account to case. We're now gonna do an indirect lookup, right? We're now gonna go from account to an asset to the case. So here we just doing a case account. So account, write and access. You can give read only or read write. Sorry. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give only read only. So like I said, it just depends on the business requirement, right? What you're trying to solve. In this case, since it's just a demo, right? I just wanted to show you how you guys can configure the sharing set, because most likely you might be given an opportunity to build an experience cloud side, right? So these things you should know, right? Especially the access levels and how you give access to it. And because if you muck up, right, the person might see data which they're not supposed to see, right? Okay, so that's great. So I've configured it. Now what I'm going to do, I'll go back to this good boy again. I'm just going to refresh it. And what I'll do, I will log in as the experience as a user, and go to so I'll go to this, my account, and you see that? See that? That's what I was talking about, right? So this is how the sharing set works. It's very powerful functionality. It's used for external user. Sometimes you might get asked this kind of questions in your certifications. So just remember that, right? And not only from a certification perspective, also from your own implementation experience perspective, this is a very powerful feature. So this is all I wanted to talk about in today's session. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. Adios.